What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so here's the situation we have for you, ladies and gentlemen. We now have not one, but two hurricanes in the eastern Pacific Ocean. We have Hurricane Adrian over here in the eastern Pacific, a few hundred miles off the coast of Mexico. And now we have Hurricane Beatriz over here that has been rapidly intensifying and is expected to either make landfall or make a very close pass to the western Mexican coast over here. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at both of these systems right here. We're going to go ahead and start with Beatriz since that is the biggest threat to land, and there are tropical storm impacts going on right now on land. We're going to go ahead and first show you the cone to all this. We're going to go ahead and show you the cone. There are hurricane warnings in effect right now. This thing is expected to strengthen into an 80-mile-per-hour hurricane before making that close pass or landfall on the Mexican coast right here. We have tropical storm warnings in effect over here, hurricane watch in effect, tropical storm watch a little bit down the road as this thing continues to traverse. We're going to go ahead and show you the latest public advisory. This is Beatriz becoming a hurricane. Its current location is 17.3 degrees north, 102.3 degrees west, about 50 miles south of Lázaro Cárdenas, Mexico. I apologize if I mispronounced that. 75-mile-per-hour winds, pressure of 991 millibars. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. It is moving, it is moving at 13 miles per hour. Right now, the tropical storm force winds extend out 70 miles from the center, and hurricane force winds extend out 10 miles from the center. That's typical for a 75-mile-per-hour hurricane right there for the hurricane force winds to basically be contracted to area around the eyeball, essentially, that's developing. If we take a look at satellite of Beatriz, we're going to go ahead and show you that Beatriz has really improved its form. We now have an eye starting to develop, a clear eye starting to develop, rather, as this is approaching its way to land right here. So definitely a situation we need to pay attention to. We're actually going to go ahead and show you the last 15 hours or so since this thing rapidly intensified. So this is the last 90 frames. This is where it was, where we were at. This thing was still organizing and developing. It still is technically. And then we had some more convective bursts. We're starting to see clear circulation over the last few frames right here. Clear circulation you can see on satellite, and that eye starting to pop up on satellite. So definitely something we need to pay attention to here as time continues to go on. It's in very good conditions for further strengthening. It's in very warm waters of over 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you are living in the United States. It has OHC, that's the Atlantic right there. I don't have access to the Pacific OHC, but I can tell you that based off the warm water, based on how deep that warm water is, it's quite insane over there. If we take a look at the wind shear over there, where both Adrian and Beatriz are, they're both in very good conditions of wind shear. There is a bit of shear to the south of Adrian, a bit to the southwest of Beatriz, but that shouldn't impact development too much right here. And speaking of Adrian, we're going to go ahead and quickly go over Adrian since this thing is also strengthened quite a bit. It is now a mid-range Category 2 hurricane with winds of 105 miles per hour. Here's the latest from the cone. It is expected to rapidly weaken in the next 24 hours as it moves through cooler waters over here. So definitely something to keep an eye on once again. Though this is likely going to be its max peak right here. Its peak winds right here. So right on the upper estimate of where I was calling, I said 90 to 105 would be the max estimate for Adrian. For Beatriz, my max estimates, if it had to go, the max would be between 80 to 90 miles per hour. I don't see it getting up to 90, but I definitely could see 85 in the cards. But yeah, 105 mile per hour winds. The current location is 17.3 degrees north and 112 degrees west. So basically in the same latitude as Beatriz, but the different longitude. It's about 415 miles south-southwest off the southern tip of Baja, California. Pressure is 970 millibars, moving at 7 miles per hour right here. So definitely something we need to continue to keep an eye on, although this is no threat to land. Hurricane force winds extend out 15 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend out 80 miles from the center. So this is a very small system. Neither of these are particularly large. They're pretty small systems going into this, so everyone needs to keep that in mind. So we're going to go ahead and show you the track models of Beatriz and then the intensity models. The track models, some of them have it making landfall, others have it making a very close pass. Either way, you are still getting a lot of impacts. Storm surge is still going to be a major threat, and based off the winds I'm looking at, we're looking at storm surge maybe at the max like 4 to 6 feet or so, which that's quite a bit of storm surge if you're right on the coast of any tropical area right there where you get these hurricanes. Intensity models, I will warn you, these are a bit outdated, especially considering what we've been seeing. This is initialized at 12Z, which is 7 in the morning when this thing was still a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm. Now it's a hurricane. It's a minimal hurricane. So these are a bit out of date. So we're going to go ahead and go to other means. We're going to go ahead and show you the HMON, the HWRF, and the GFS. The HMON has this thing really, it's already stronger than what the HMON had at this time. This is at 994 millibars. And right now, already, Beatriz is at 991. So it's already stronger than anticipated right here. It's basically, it's not going to, basically the winds aren't going to be completely accurate, but it's going to show that it's moving very close to the coast of Mexico right here, and then it's going to move off cooler waters, not exactly cooler waters, but stronger shear is going to start tearing that apart as it's approaching Baja California right there. We're going to go ahead and next show you the GFS system we have for Beatriz right here. The GFS has this thing continuing to explosively intensify down to a 970 millibar hurricane, potentially category 2 strength, as some of these winds are over 100 knots at 850 right there. But then this thing rapidly weakens according to the GFS as it moves away from Baja California and then dissipates in the next 3 days or so. Now we're going to go ahead and show you the HWRF run for Beatriz. The HWRF has this thing organizing, developing, strengthening, moving off the coast of Mexico a little bit further than what the NHC forecast cone is now anticipating, but it does weaken as it's approaching the Pacific due to the cooler waters as well as the stronger wind shear that kind of kills these things right here. So that's going to go ahead and end it for you guys today. If you are on the Mexican coast that is about to be impacted by this, I'd say it's past done preparing at this point. So yeah, this is going to be quite the interesting situation going into this, so we'll continue to update you here on the Pat's Path Predictor channel in regards to this. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps us out, helps us make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe.